My name is Abiolad. You are welcome to another edition of our program tagged Stronger Together. It's a beautiful and a special one on this edition. Something very unusual. We've always come here having one couple on set, but it's a dual production today. And I believe you're going to have a beautiful and inspiring, wonderful time. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the like button. We're here for you. Let's go. You see, that's You're welcome back, and it's nice to have my amazing couple on set. It's going to be so beautiful, undoubtedly. Without much ado, I want my guests to introduce themselves to us. I think I have the Akinolas on my right and the Agumbiade on my left. I want to welcome and ask the Akinolas to introduce themselves to us. We welcome you to Stronger Together, sirs.
Well, my name is Shade Akinola, the wife of Babalola Akinola.
That's good.
My name is Akinola Babalola, husband to Shade Akinola.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. That was a very touching introduction. The wife of the husband of. That's so good. And to my left, I have the Agumbiades, and I'm sure they'll be telling you what Agumbiades really mean, because the name is touching. You're welcome, my beautiful guest. Can you introduce yourself to us, please?
Thank you for having us, Ma. We are the Agumbiades, as you mentioned. I am Olubukola Tolulope Agumbiade, and my husband is Victor Oluwafemi Agumbiade. Thank you.
He has introduced the husband to us. That makes the journey so short. God bless you. Thank you so much. On this episode, it's going to really very be beautiful. And on this particular episode, we're going to be talking so much about intimacy. What intimacy really is, and how we keep the fire of intimacy on, in our marriage. And I'm sure, at times, the age does not determine how long you've been in marriage. And really, you could be so young and you might actually get, you might have gotten married longer than we think. You understand? But I'm going to start this journey with the Akinolas. Can you tell us how your journey began, and how long you've been married, and where you met?
It's a very long story.
We want it to make it as brief as possible, in a little way that we can quickly get your journey.
Just to be brief, we met, or I proposed to her in 1991, August 1991, and it took her about 3 months or 4 to actually give me a reply. Then we actually met in a community fellowship. I call it a community fellowship because in that community, the Christian fellowship were not actually too much, so all of us will meet.
You meet and you can identify each other.
So that was where we fellowship together, and it's like one have actually prayed that God should lead. Then that is what in practice, that God should actually lead me to the right person. So when I saw her, I have a conviction within me that is the right person. Let me give this analogy. No matter how difficult a door is to be opened, when it gets the right key, that very particular door will open.
Will easily open.
Will easily open.
So at that time you met her, that 1991. Did you say 91?
Yeah.
You had the right key.
I had the right key.
She was really proving difficult, even though it took you long. It took a longer time to reply you. He was sure that he had already had the right key, and the key has brought us here. Yeah. For how long have you been married?
Thank you for the question. We got married on the 4th of April, 1998.
1998. That's about 27 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, that's a long journey. That's a long journey. Thank you so much. I'm gonna come back to you. Now I'm gonna move down to this amazing couple. Can you tell us how you met, where you met, and how long your journey has been for you?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for having us today. We actually met at the National Youth Service camp in Lagos. That was in the year 2016. So when I saw her in camp, actually, like the first impression, it was not even like maybe they would say like love at first sight or something, because I just saw this lady that she was decked in white from head to toe. Her glasses was white. Everything was white. I was like, what's this like? Like in my mind, I was like, it was not. It didn't even come as if like maybe this is your wife. But over time, like when we got to camp, at the end of the day, that day we were still finding our ways how to settle down in camp and things like that. So, but at the end of the day, we ended up being in the same platoon. So, and because she's a little bit tall, she is that when I say she's a little bit tall, she will stay at the back with the guys. So I'll be like, what's up with this girl, that she will just be feeling herself like she's one kind. So she's about the only girl that will stay in the midst of the boys, because of course the tall boys are always.
She was just using her eyes, like flaunting what she had.
Over time, that was like what now attracted me to her, because she was just full of confidence. She's not moved, and she can just like be in any place. So after camp, we've like formed like a sort of a bond. Like it's like 6 of us were together, always together, and we just always rolling together. We're just friends. Even at that moment, I've not even had any intuition that she would be my wife or anything. So after camp, we're still keeping up. She was serving at police college then as a pharmacist. So I was serving with the Lagos State government. So after CD, is it CDS they call it? Yeah, she's very accommodating. So it's always a place that we always
she camp everybody.
She will cook for us. We will play together. So we didn't lose that touch, like our platoon, like the 6 or thereabout, like of us that were together then. So we're always together. We just have fun and just eat at our place till late, and we leave.
So can I cut you short there?
Yes.
You just felt it's like somebody you called to come and eat, and at the end of the day, the person just took the whole pot.
Actually, I was that smart.
That was what you did.
And thank God for spirit of discernment, because God has always given me that over time. Because then my eyes were still everywhere. Like maybe I would have some other.
Some other chicks
around.
Oh, okay.
So, but then I think it was just like my eyes just opened. Like that's one of the advice like I would give to or maybe intending like people that are going like to marry or something. Don't go about like maybe beauty or anything alone. Look at how that person treats other people. So it's the way she was like treating everybody. That was it for me, and also the respect and the way she carries herself. She's very confident, nothing moves her, and over time it was just like God just told me like straight up.
Oh, so you were quick to heart.
I was quick to heart because I knew that out of our circle there was still some other guys that would have be like, this girl is very like homely, she's very, but I think I was very fast, so I don't sleep on it. So I don't know if she has anything to add.
I will actually come back.
So, but I've not even finished the story. So yes, I think I think when I acted, like it was 2017, because actually our friends they've been whispering like, "Ah, you guys are good together," things like that, and I'll be like overhearing it, and really I was like, this is going to be my wife. So the day I asked her, I was like, I think she gave me the answer the next day, because we're already friends. It was just natural. Like as I then we're so close. Even before I asked her out, like we're so close that even if she calls me at the at night, I'll
You
leave
will
everything,
answer.
anything. I will. There was a day she called me from Ikeja. Then I was living in K2. She was saying that she was not feeling too well. I was ready to leave the house that night, like just to go there. Like, and she was just friends then. Like it was.
Already, just say it.
I was I know that's what she's going to say.
I'm gonna opt you for a minute.
Okay.
For me, you've taken us through your journey,
Yes.
which we really quite appreciate. And you know what? I know the way you're dressed is the way you are addressed. For me, one of those things that really captivated you was her looks.
Yeah.
Not really beauty, You said she was putting on a white glass. White set of
I was like, what's
glasses,
this?
white dress, white whatever. Something to catch anybody, to catch anything, you got to display something. You're going to display your character. You're going to display your look. How I look does not matter. It does matter. It does matter. And I thank God for where we are, where the journey has taken us to. I'm going to go back to the Akinolas. For every journey, there's usually an obstacle on the road. No journey is smooth. And we're talking of a journey of 26 years here. Because most people have always believed that marriage is a sweet journey. It's always green lights all through. I want to ask you, I don't know what brought about this question really. For young couples looking at us, for people intending to go on this beautiful journey, like I always say, marriage is sweet. It just depends on the cutlery you're using. In this 26 years journey, what has been your most challenging time? Very brief, sir. Very brief. What has been the challenge that's
to respond to that question, I think I'll just start from the onset. Like before he came to propose, that year, I think it was around May. That was the year my mom died. So I would say that at that moment, like my system, my spirit, my everything was like empty. So, and because of that, 3 years before that period, there was this young man that was like after me, and
was he very rich?
not on that anyway. So he was after me. Then, because he's from the other side of the religion. He's a Muslim. So, and by that time that he came to me, he was after me. It was like everywhere, all around me. I said I can't marry him. Unfortunately for me, by that time I've been converted.
We're already a Christian.
So in fact, it got to the extent that I bet it with him that I can't marry him. I said, look at me. I'm telling you that you will spend years of your life with me. So I said no. So I bet it with him, and after a few months, I'm trying to summarize it. I want to say that I use a diabolical way to just say that I just have to marry him. That time my mom was still alive then. So he used this fetish way, and they call it tira. I think it's this Muslim that you normally use. They wrote my name on that paper and said that I will never. When the tira was taken to those that knows about it, after opening it, they interpreted it and said that it was anyway. The summary of it was that I will not get married. So and I asked my mom that why that type of diabolical or whatever. Then my mom said what she's trying to say is that if you don't get married to anybody, at the end of the day, you come back to him. So by that time, thank God I've been converted. I had a friend then. So I went to that friend, I narrated everything to her, and we prayed together. And the prayer, my dad started that she just give a prayer point. So I told her, and we prayed, we agreed. I said, I want my husband to, it is only my husband that will have the confidence to come to me. That any other man that want to come to me, they should not have the confidence. And sincerely, it was like that. As many others that wanted to come to me then, they will just tell me that, Stasha, I want to see you. I want to see you. So once we see like that and like this, and we come together to sit down to talk, they will just change the topic. They will start sharing the Bible, they will start sharing the passage, the word of God, and we just part. So the day he came,
He was as bold as a lion.
Initially, he was like trying to share the Bible, and he said, then he said, well, I can see I have prayed, and I love you, and I want you to also to go to God and pray, and that was it. So now to answer your question, we had so many obstacles, but I want to say that our journey to this extent, like it has just been by the grace of God. I won't say we are a product of God's grace, because there are so many reasons why we shouldn't come together. So many reasons. One of the challenges that we face then, my eldest sister, we are three girls, 2 boys. So my eldest sister, my elder sister got married to one of his cousins. So because of that, my family, they were as, no, you can't.
So there was a kind of linkage.
Yeah,
of you,
the same father, the same mother got married to. If you are to be the same surname, I would have been like the same surname with that my sister.
Oh, okay.
So my family said, no, it's not possible in Yoruba land. No, it's against the culture. So I will let that from 19.
And for how long did that take you?
Like 7 years. From 1991, we got married in 98.
So you were waiting for that.
So we were waiting for them to give consent to the relationship. So my husband said, we'll continue to pray. I can't settle up with you. We just have to wait until they agree.
And after 7 years, you waited.
We waited,
and they
we were
agreed.
praying. And at the end of the day.
And here we have 26 years has gone. To God be all the glory. To God be all the glory.
I want to.
You want to add to that? Okay.
When I have the conviction within me, it's like I put on a sort of resistance that I won't go ahead and make the proposal. I started praying all this type of blind prayer, but I was on that for about 2 or 3 weeks. The more I pray, the more I lose my peace. I don't have peace. I don't enjoy my fellowship. I will just carry the Bible like this. Reading the Bible.
On this single love.
I don't understand the Bible. So until I made the proposal. So it's just like, when I have prayed, I'm convinced, just go and pray and let me have the feedback. But I have a conviction that God wants us to be husband and wife. Immediately I make my declaration. I have my peace back. I'm settled. I'm okay. So just to buttress that very particular point that she has raised.
Thank you so much, sir. What actually derived out of your story is that for the success of every marriage, I think we are brought together to add values even to our life. I remember when I got married, there was a time my mommy just walked into our company. And she was like, Deniro. She was saying in Jebu, Deniro, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, so Bidemi could really change like this. Bidemi could really have flesh. You know, she saw a bit of glory added to me because I was petite. And she came and she saw like a kind of value being added to me. So, if the world, I think what is expected of the world is to see from the moment we come together as couples, to see the value being added to us, not diminishing our vision, each other's vision, not diminishing each other's glory, but adding value to our life. You understand? So the idea is, I want to cut down my stories now. How have you, as couples, supported each other's vision? You know, if you support my vision, if you support each other's vision, there's a value that is added to individuals' lives. You understand? How have you as a couple added to each other's life, and add values to each other's vision?
Okay, I would say that as a family, we actually have one goal. It is to move the family ahead. It is to move the family forward. We already have a goal that we want, even if it is him doing something or I doing something, but it is the same goal. We only now support each other to actually actualize that goal. I'll make it practicable. So before we met, he has always had a goal that he's not having his children in Nigeria. He doesn't want, and I am pro-Nigeria, or let me say, I used to be pro-Nigeria. I didn't see myself going out of the country. If I'm leaving, it's just maybe for holidays and then I'm back. But when we came together and he told me what his vision was, and I felt like it was something I could run with. And I now said, I had to drop my old self of thinking I am pro-Nigeria. Like, okay, if we are going out of the country, what options do we have? Okay, one person needs to study and do this. So we're like, okay, who is it better for to study? If you are the one studying, then I should be the one working for us to balance out the family. The end goal is we need to come here and be comfortable, not just do what we find or just anything. He still wants me to be in my professional setting while we are having a good family. So in that way, we were able to work together. While I was in the school studying, he will always say, I like reading. I don't think so, but I find myself reading every time. But I always find myself in school, because even before we left Nigeria, I already had a master's. I already had other qualifications and all that. And I still came here and I've studied like twice again. So it is something that we keep doing. And, when we get to a particular level or we've achieved one, we think, okay, so what is the next thing? It is for you to do this one, for us to get here. And my husband will always say something. I don't mind if you're a professor or you're in charge of anything. Once you finish giving your speech, I will shout from the congregation and say, oh yes, that's my wife over there. And it's always very proud.
That I'm going to cut it short.
Yes, ma'am.
Only insecure men get jealous of their wife, going ahead of them. You understand? And vice versa. If your spouse is ahead of you, whether male or female, it is just for the glory of the family. And what I actually, have extracted from your story is that you sat down. There was communication between you. You sat down. You both sat down to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You see, some people will be intimidated and be competitive. There is no competition in marriage. There is no competition in marriage. The success of one of you is the success of the other. Look at what he said. He said, even if you're a professor today, I will shout from the crowd to say, yeah, that's my wife. Thank you so much for that beautiful, enlightenment to that you have given us. And for tonight, I think what we really want to talk about, we want to talk about the intimacy in marriage. You see, from experience, I've been married for 26 years now. From experience, I've come to learn that the flame of intimacy, if not consistently fueled by gas, is going to quench. It's going to go off. And that's what's, it's going to become so boring. It's going to become so lifeless. And to my left, I think the Abiolad, you've been married for 27 years now. And the Abiolad is, how long have you been married?
6 years, going on 7.
Going on 7. And it should be expected, one would want to say that, okay, because they are newly married, they could still be, the fire will still be there. Fine. That the flame of fire could be synonymous with a young couple, but even a young couple these days, the fire goes down. I'm going to start with the Abiolads. You've gone 27 years. To me, you still look so amazing. It did look like Mr. Abiolad just picked you, and the flame is still, I want to believe that the flame is still going on. People can pretend that the flame is still going on, and the flame might have went Africa. You understand? But I want us to any couple can answer me now. What do you think? What is intimacy? For me, that word is intimate. It's what the word intimate. So, and intimacy for me is closeness, coming, closely to one another. And how have you, for the past 26 years, Mr. Kinla, is that flame still on? And how it will take you having a good knowledge of what intimacy is before you are able to say, okay, the flame of this intimacy in my family should go on. So, how have you kept the fire on for 26 years? You want to tell us how have you? Any one of you can answer the question, because we want to see what has kept that fire to still be on.
Well, I think I will just let me just maybe I should just use this medium to appreciate him.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because personally, I want to say that
I would like you to be very sincere too.
yes, personally, I want to say that the Lord has really used it to bring out the giants in me. Because I used to be very, very quiet, but I want to say that the Lord has really used it to bring out the giants in me. When I finished my diploma in nursing and I wanted to go for my degree, so by that time we've already had our 4 children. So then he was the one, we didn't take our children to anybody. He was the one that took care of the 4 children. When I went to the school, went back to school for 5 years, and that's number one. Then number 2, why I said I think I need to appreciate him. The Lord has really using for me. In my life, because in terms of this intimacy, personally, if there's any, maybe let me say crisis, or maybe there's any, if he offends me, what I normally do is that I'll just keep quiet. Then you say, Ayoka, you have started again. What is the problem this time around? And it has always been like that. So then there was a day he said, don't you think that you normally offend me? Why is it that it is always me that will saying, what is the problem? Tell me why are you quiet again? Why are you in the room again? Why are you not speaking to everyone again? So for that, nearly 70 or 80% has been coming from him. Because intimacy, I want to say that for the intimacy, the flame of intimacy to continue, there should be bonding. One should be able to complement each other. So there should be bonding, and when there is crisis, there will be no bonding. Then when there is crisis in the house, there will be no intimacy. So, and with that, I think I've been able to change gradually. I think it was about 2 months ago. He offended me. So I want to say that that day we've got 2 of our children in the house. Then I said, MH, let's stroll to that park. There's a park near our house, and we're just there like kids doing this.
Did I say kids? Or kids?
Kids.
Okay, I thought you kissed.
Kids. Like kids, children.
Okay.
So we went to the park, and I was like, this is what you have done. Okay. So that is why you have been keeping to yourself since yesterday, this and that, and that was how we got everything resolved. So
God, thank you so much. Thank you. You were going to ask. Maybe before I forget what she just told us. The first thing I said when we were talking about intimacy was that God has brought us together to bring out the best in us. Thank you, Mr. Akinla, that you have brought out the quiet part of her, the not so good part of her. She can decide to be on her own for as long as it takes. But he always make a move when there is, a kind of itch in the family. That is, you said something again, Ma. You said when there is What can you come that over that again?
I said
when there is something.
when there is crisis.
When there is crisis,
there will be no bonding.
There will be no
There will be
bonding.
no intimacy.
You see that crisis thing. There cannot be an end to it. When you settle one, another one is going to. So we have to be intentional to close up the bridge that crisis can bring. Can you add to what add to that?
I want us to view it from practical perspective. Crisis, issues, they are normal day-to-day activities.
In marriage.
It's part of the marriage.
So it's
part of the show.
Yes, it's not something that we can shy away from. So, but the most important thing is that when there is crisis, one need to be, let me use the word spontaneous, at least to stem everything down. She said 75%. It's not even 75%. If there is 10 crises in the home, in the 10 crises, I will be the person to resolve the 10 crises. So there was a time I told her,
it can't always be that way.
Do you think are you an angel?
Do you think you are a saint?
Do you think that I've not been offended? Even when if you look at it and I felt that in this very particular issue I'm justified, but I won't like the situation to prolong. I just have to go and see her, then we talk it, you laugh it off.
You know what? She's always enjoyed that part of you. She's always just been enjoying that part of you. It may actually be a time that she wants your attention. She know that, okay, what's your first name, sir?
Babalola.
Babalola will come back. I think they have not seen it. I've not gotten his attention in the last 3 weeks. Then she will now phone. I'm not saying that's always good, but at times that's the way women want their husband to just look at them. Thank you so much. I know you have a lot to say, but that's a talk for another day. I'm going to go to the Agumbia days. Like they even in their journey, they've gone ahead, far more than you.
Yeah.
And even in this your little journey, even if it's 1 year, I know you'll have faced one thing or the other. You're youthful, you're vibrant, you're the working class person. But are you gonna take us through how you have been so intentional about your intimacy?
Okay.
And what you think intimacy is? Yeah?
Yeah. So thank you for that question. And
do you think it's because you are still 5 years? That's why, or 6 years?
Yeah, it was 6 years. Not going to 7.
Not going to 7.
Not going to 7. But like they've rightly said, and they have more experience than us. And actually, Mommy has done justice to it. Like, if there's crisis, there won't be intimacy, because you can't be intimate with someone that you're fighting with or somebody that you're not in good terms with. So and for marriages, I would just say, as couples, we should have like a template or like a crisis solving mechanism.
Do you have that?
We do, but we're not perfect.
I want you to take us through your own journey.
Okay, so when we got married, thank God for our counselor, we went through like a deep grilling of 6 months. So it really helped us. Every time, any chance we get to speak, maybe in any marriage, we always give credit to our counselor. Then it was in one of the big churches in Nigeria. So every Sunday, it was the woman tore us open, and we're really like bare. So she made us like see the marriage even before we started. So we discussed everything: sex, intimacy, finances, everything. So when all those crises come now, we know how to maneuver it. So, but like she said, there will be someone in the marriage that will be the reserved one. There will be the one that will always be like the peacemaker. In our marriage, I can give the credit to my wife.
She's the peacemaker.
Yes,
Actually,
so yeah, she is not like maybe I'm the troublesome one too, because I just don't talk when things happen. Like, she hates that. She wants us to talk about it. Men, you just want to be like
very egoistic.
Exactly, and that doesn't mean that I won't still do anything I have to do for her, but she knows that something has happened to this man. Like maybe I've just kind of like reclined a little bit, so she'll be like, I want to talk because she likes talking. She can call my name like maybe 100 times in 60 seconds. Even when her sister was living with us, like her younger sister, she'll be like, how you coping with my sister? She can call sweetheart sweetheart, and when we are sitting in our home, so that's part of intimacy also. She has like helped in that because I was not used to that. We're 4 boys in my home, so growing up, so all these mushy things were not really there. So but for her, I can't sit alone. She will always put herself in between. She will come and slot herself on. I can't sit alone even at home. And also like we've kind of set that like kind of mechanism. Even before we left Nigeria, we're always going out. We're always creating time for each other, apart from like take ourselves even away from our home, from our work. So when we got here, it has continued. That's why almost every year now we go on vacation, and it's kind of like put us, even when it does something to you mentally that you don't know. Like we always put it at the end of the year, maybe around October or November. So even throughout the year, even when you are tired or something, you look forward to it. Like I'm going to have some time with this babe alone, no nothing. So it's
so now you want to, you're making me feel like I should actually go on date.
It's actually good. It does something to you. It re-energizes you, and it's kind of clear your mind.
So let me not just cut you off, but I have to at that junction. We're talking about being intimate with our spouse.
Yeah.
Intimacy is an intentional thing.
Yes.
If you are not intentional is something you make effort, you attempt, you fix a time, you have a template where you like, okay, this is what we are going to do. Intimacy is not just something we do like you having somebody to help you. Mm-hmm. Intimacy is physical, it's emotional, it's psychological. So you see, our background plays a lot of things, a lot of role in our marriage. At times we get married and we expect, we see our spouse displaying certain, characters and symptoms. It's not because it's not them. They are bringing a baggage of where they are coming from. So if you marry any default, any fault in a man, any fault in a woman, you have married the totality of them. Yeah. For example, he was brought up with all boys. All boys can be very aggressive. There's no romance in it. I'm telling you. It's only if you are gone with a woman that you see the femininity being brought. But thank God for who God has brought into your life. You see, most times, it's not about changing that person directly. You have to do this, you have to do that. You can rub on your character, rub it on your spouse. He can be alone. But now you are married, somebody who will always carry a shell. You like a snake carrying a shell all around. I want to be with my husband. But if you love her, you have to succumb to what she likes. And that's where the issue of intimacy comes in.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate that. It could be a very sensitive things to actually talk about. When I got married, I've told a lot of people this, and people I counsel. I go to bed, like a soldier. I go to bed like a soldier. I'm not very romantic, as in dressing, flaunting. I don't do it.
Full lamb of God.
I just go because I grew up living alone. As in, when I got to a working class person, I left home. I relocated from a part of the country I was living in, the town I was living in, relocated to another place. But we've always never been allowed to tie wrapper in the house to flaunt anything. My daddy would say, "What if that wrapper falls off you? How are you gonna be?" So we've always been like dressed very well. So when I got married, and before I got married, I will wear knicker to bed and everything. So when I got married, I was like, for 2 weeks there wasn't anything happening, and I said, our daddy in the Lord, there's nothing happening, no show, no whatever. My husband was like, Mama, is this how you dress up to bed like a soldier? That I'm gonna, have anything to do with you? Where I'm going is that to intimacy has to be initiated sexually as well. So as couples, there's no way we can take sex out of our relationship. Sex is deep.
Yeah.
And it's so much, it has so much impact in our lives. So for anyone who want to answer this, how have you initiated sex and makes sex a kind of intimacy? How have you oiled that? Does that die even at 26 years of age? I'm sorry, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but if you don't want to talk about it, you still have to talk about it. Who initiates sex? There were times I was always waiting for my husband to initiate sex, but I discovered that it shouldn't be. So I summoned up the courage. You would think I was going to anywhere. I summoned up the courage. Okay.
So I think I'll take that. So so yeah, I think it's a general thing for like it's if you should take like 10 women, 8 out of 10, or let's say maybe 10 men, 8 out of 10 men will always say that they're the one that initiates it. I think I don't know, maybe it's the way the men body functions. I really don't know, but well, this is where the intimacy and communication comes in the marriage, because over time, as a man too, if you're the one initiating it every time, you feel as if you too now, are you not finding me attractive? I've been fine bobo too now. At least you want to be body now, that kind of thing. I shouldn't be you not make me feel like the only rabbit, like I'm the one always doing like I want it. You to do. I mean, fine, they are looking at me outside too. That like let me know. So yeah, it happens like that. But in our marriage, like 80% of the time, it always comes from me. So, but is the
Can I add?
oh yeah, you can.
Okay, mommy, can I go ahead, ma?
You can.
Okay, ma. But I make it easy for you as well.
Yes, it actually does.
Because I'm very approachable. Let me put it that way.
That's why I was pushing it to her. Like,
approachable.
if you're this like receptive of it, then why don't you initiate it? It's another case of maybe a husband is trying to have like know his wife. Like know his wife, and the wife is doing some like she doesn't do that. So if you are receptive, then you should be able to initiate
Plus
it.
the body contact.
Yeah, actually, she's always doing that
body.
anyways. Because for you now, like the way you described it was opposite for us. I am always, even in the house, I wear jeans. But she's the naked weapon. So she anyway like
She can tantalize you.
exactly. So that's why it's always happen like let's do this.
I'm gonna cut you short there. I'm gonna cut you short. Oh my God, it's getting hot. I'm beginning to sweat. Sex is a part of intimacy.
Yes.
And that's the sexual part of our intimate life with our spouse. Anybody can initiate sex. The man can initiate sex. It shouldn't always be one-sided. We must have a template whereby we are going to instigate our, a kind of flame where we come together for one another. There are times we have to forget about our children. There are times we have to set aside to make time for one another. Being intimate with our spouses, with one another, it's something we really have to be very intentional about. There are so many angles to which we have intimacy. Intimacy could be physical, it could be intellectual, it could be spiritual, and for everyone that I've mentioned here, emotional. You understand? There are things that are attracted to it, as simple as you want to get intimate with your spouse. Your spouse does not initiate sex. There are things you can do. Flaunt yourself. The children have gone to bed. Be intentionally naked. Because you are selling a product for God's sake and you want somebody to buy it. You have a product to sell. That's being intentional sexually. Being intentional intellectually. What do you have? What intellectual value do you have that your spouse have that you can? You don't have to be you don't have to say I'm a man. It's whatever I say. your spouse can intellectually be intimate with you. And I don't know how well you are, Elder Akela. How have you been intentional about getting intimate with her? I know she said last week, about 2 weeks ago, you went to the park together. That's setting time aside where you actually have to be. You see, you've been together before the children come, and you at a time the children will go. So what other efforts are you making to make sure that you are, or that you want to tell, people out there, couples looking at us, that, for them to be able to be intimate with one another?
Yeah, I don't want to say sex is mystery. It's not mystery, but there is a power
behind it.
Behind sex. So, and I'm of the opinion that no matter how the crisis is, immediately we are able to come together as husband and wife, the crisis will just die off.
God bless you, sir. So, in other words, this is deep. There are issues that sex will solve. There are issues that sex will solve. I think, has there been any time, Abiolad, you're still very relevant in this business. Has there been any issues that sex has solved? Severally.
Standard.
Okay. You know why I'm asking this question. There are times couples will have issues, and the other person, either person can say, "Oh, he's just coming to use sex to bribe me." For me, I'm of the opinion that when you first have sex, every other matter will follow.
Or when it happens before, like after immediately, like you've spoken, it's always the best then.
Yes.
After settlement. After you've talked about it, because really, for somebody like my wife, she can't go to bed without me, basically. Any day I'm not home, maybe when we're still maybe early in the UK that I was still doing night shift, she will usually find it very hard. But when I'm home, then she can't sleep with me. So that makes it easier to settle our fight. Because when we get to the bed,
you just use that weapon.
Exactly, because she wants our body to touch anyways, because she's the mushy type. So, and once we've addressed it, like, she buys me and you did this, that, and we settle it, that's the best time. That's the best type of sex. It's always the best then.
It's we are in marriage. Do you have something to say?
Like, there is this thing I want to add. I don't want to use the 10%. I want to use this 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, about 97 to 98% of the time. Like Bro Victor said, I initiate sex at home. 98 out of 100. So she will initiate just 2. Okay. So what I now try to devise a method. When I initiate sex, I will make it interesting to myself. There is a way I can do that. So if if the complaint is not coming from her hand, I don't even enjoy this fun. I go, okay, try and initiate it. If the initiation comes from your hand,
she's feeling shy now.
If the initiation comes from your hand,
you will enjoy it.
I will trust you, you will enjoy it. I will make sure you.
That is very deep, sir. That is also deep. It's getting very awesome. That is very.
I'm learning things.
You see, what you sell is like what you sell, what you present. What you're advertising. There's no way you're not going to tell your viewers that, oh, this thing is good, this thing is right. So if you, and that's the way you will feel if you initiate sex. In other words, you've been depriving of yourself the joy and the interesting part of sex because you are not the one that is initiating. So nobody is there to make you happy. You are there for yourself as well to make yourself happy. That's so good. Initiating sex makes you enjoy the most interesting parts, even of sex. Thank you so
I'm coming up to 50%.
That's so good. And we've talked so much about being so close, being so intimate with one another. In your intentionality about coming together as husband and wife, keeping the flame on.
Wow.
Because if you don't fire on, if you don't keep this flame on, there's a time, there will be a time that the boss will just stop going. What has been the advantage of being intimate with your spouse? What do you think are the advantages? Maybe you have to ask the advantages from the Akinolas and the disadvantage of not being so intimate. Though you're still young in the journey, but there will have been a time where you feel that it's because this gap has been breached. That's why this thing is happening. And because you've always like Mr. Akinola now, he has always initiated 98%. I'm telling you, left for him, maybe this marriage will have been just like a bit wider, and the gap will have been so wide. So can you go with the advantages of intimacy?
Advantages.
Yeah.
It's
like I want you to address this like you're telling viewers out there.
Okay.
What you derive from it. What is good about it.
Right. I'm not trying to sound like a pharmacist now, but sincerely, it reduces blood pressure. And in this way, because when there's crisis, as they have mentioned earlier, you have a lot of things on your mind. You see the person, you'll be upset. You see the person, your blood pressure will just increase. You'll just be unhappy, and you'll be oozing that same thing, unhappiness. The whole home, the aura of the home will be dull. There won't be any form of joy. But if you are intimate, even aside the sexual part of intimacy, be open, everything going on at work, family, everything. You just have this peace of mind and this ease that comes with it. Basically, we've always made mention of our counselor and how she actually dealt with all the topics pertaining to marriage, how she used herself and every other couple around her. My husband has already told me something, what he has already seen that he has the trait of doing, and he doesn't want to when we were cutting. And anytime I feel like he's tending towards that part, which he himself sometimes does not even have power over. I tried to call him, but I said, you said you don't like this thing. You are tending towards it. So it is more of intentionality on both parts, because we've been open. Yes, we've been open with ourselves right from day one. The
openness will allow you to know the shortcomings of one another.
Everybody.
So you are able to complement one another.
We didn't hide anything. So you already know my own bad part. I know your own bad part. And we already both agreed that we want to work on it. This is something we don't want to happen in our marriage. So when you notice it is happening on my part, call me to order. When he notices when I notice it is happening on his own part, I call him to order.
Be one another's accountability.
Exactly. And we didn't hide anything. We were open. Like, this is it. I remember sharing something with my husband. I said, see, I have a bit of choleric, like I want to get this done. But I have noticed a pattern, because when the woman is get this done, you tend to leave the man because you've already got, and then the man is like miles away, you've gone. And by the time the man is trying to catch up, it feels like he's left out. So I said, I want to drop this part of me. I want you to take charge. Not because I don't know what to do, but because I don't want to do it, because I will go and I will leave you, and I don't want to do it. So it's better you lead, I will follow. I will support, I'll give the ideas, but you take the charge. And I don't want to take any decision without you being in the knowing.
Sister Vicky, God bless you. You see, there's one thing I can diagnose within minutes. If I meet you as a couple, I will know the leader, the person who is leading in the house. And that's one thing. She knows you should know your own character and virtue as a person. She's more of the jumpy side. That's her nature. And the tendency to always lead and go ahead is there. and she has called the husband, always be intentional to slow down. If you take over the driver's seat of your home as a woman, because you are the jumpy type, then you have to be intentional to vacate, because the intentional of God is for the man to be the head. So, as if you're not intimate, if you're not open to one another, you will not be able to curb a kind of defect that is in your spouse or whatever. So, being intimate brings out a lot of values out of us. It checks and it brings a kind of checks and balances between couples. If you can't have a couple here and your spouse here, and you are going to be intimate with somebody outside, the effect will not show. I'm going to come back to you, sir. That's how we're going to round up so soon. What do you think? Even though they've mentioned part of it, the disadvantage of not being
Disadvantage.
the disadvantage of not
Being intimate.
being intimate.
Well, not being intimate, I think there will be stagnancy. There will be stagnancy in the home. There will be no progression. And with that means if there's no progression, that means the family will not be able to move forward. They'll be on one spot. So that's number one. Then also there'll be no communication. And if there's no communication between the couple, there's no way. You need to communicate, and you need to communicate with someone. So if there's no communication with your partner, with your husband or with your wife,
The tendency of going outside is there.
So that's just it. There will be no communication, and the tendency is there to like trying to communicate with someone outside. And by that, the family is like
Apart.
Yeah.
Apart. There's one beautiful, I'm going to come back to this, I don't want to forget what she said. One beautiful thing that intimacy will bring about is if you open the channel of communication with your spouse, the tendency that you guys will move forward is there. And if you close it, we are relational beings. God has created us to speak to one another, to relate with one another. That was an intention from the onset. If you close that, I tell you, because that gene of relating to one another is there, the person will create another avenue. It will open up, whether to your boss at work, to your mates, to your colleagues, to your old friend, to all your old suitors in the past. And when you continually get comfortable in that zone of not communicating, I tell you, you open, and it can permanently, destroy a marriage. Think what grew up with a giant, what killed a giant grew with a giant. If you start from small malice, small whatever, how can you keep malice as husband and wife for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks? I tell you, you are comfortable talking with somebody else. You open a channel for the enemies to come in.
let's go.
You were going to say something about saying, I think you wanted to add to what she said.
Yes.
About the disadvantage of not, getting intimate with your spouse.
The word intimacy is a very broad word. But when we narrow it down, now we are not talking about sex. Intimacy encompasses many other words. Now, about the issue of sex, when the sex is taken out of the family, an individual will be unsettled. Physiologically, you won't be okay, because ordinarily when you have a form, you have the tendency to be more relaxed. It promotes sleep. Emotionally, you are okay, and it contributes to a good health. But if the intimacy is not there, like she said, the blood pressure can go up. So, and aside that, emotionally you will be okay. I know of a friend of mine, is a minister of God. He said that before I go for ministration, I make sure that I have sex with my wife,
That's
so that
a
I will
grace.
be
Relax.
relaxed. I will be the one that will minister powerfully There won't be thought. There won't be evil thought. You know, and I just look at him. We are friends. We finished together in School of Nursing, but he has become a full-time minister, pastor. So, and I really borrow something from what he said. There is no way you will be close to your wife and then you will still be looking outside or having sexual temptation here and there. So that will not be mentioned. Or let me say it will be reduced. Something will be reduced. So when we have close intimacy with our spouse, it helps us to live a better Christian life. We're able to serve God, and then the temptation to enter into sexual sin will not be there.
Thank you so much. It's been an amazing time with this amazing couple. I want to add that one of the benefits of being intimate with a spouse is that it increases trust. It increases trust. You see, it is what builds trust. Like I used to tell people, trust is built. You don't earn it, you build it. Are you getting me? You build it. You have to be intentional about it. When you are intimate, there is a kind of, it strengthens you. You don't get to doubt your spouse. You don't get to think twice about what he or she is doing. You don't think of any other person. Even when the tendency that you're going to see a lot of people out there, you know, getting attracted to them and everything. But because you know that somebody is there for you, there will be no such avenue open up. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is lovely. Marriage is created for us to bond together. For us to, you know, God is not, whatever God does, He has a purpose for doing it. And for us as couples, God has brought us to bring out best in each other, to create an avenue of love. Because God is love. Even if your husband does not know how to love, if your wife does not know how to love, God has planted you in that home to regenerate and recreate the lovely part of God. The part of God that is in that woman, to bring it out. Regardless of what the baggage he or she brings, or he brings into the family. Thank you so much, viewers. We have been my guests, the Agunbiades, the Akinolas. It's been so amazing having you around, and I appreciate your coming. You have impacted us, you have inspired us, and I thank you for actually, you know, laying this foundation of intimacy. For wherever, you know, the door has been closed in any family, I pray that the Lord rekindle such, you know, light in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. That the fire will keep burning in every way. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus. How do you express your love in public? I don't want you to tell me any whether from a colleague. How do you do it, sir? How do you?
Okay, I draw.
That's okay.
You said I should do it. That's you didn't let me finish that.
If you were taken to King Charles' palace, would you continue to keep this is how I do it, and you want to initiate something here?
No, we're not initiating.
Thank you so much. 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 Mrs. Akinola, I know you are the shy person, and I want you to promise me. If you are talking to Mr. Akinola, that you will do something. Mr. Akinola, from this onset, you are going to publicly hold him, embrace him. You are going to be the initiator. And this part of your, you know, you are 26, you are 27 years, you are 27 years. From this 27 on your journey, you are going to do more of the work. How are you going to start this work? How do you initiate your love in public?
I'm starting it now. I think I'll do it.
That's so good. Thank you so. That's a big amazing time on this podcast. Hoping to see you next month as we bring you another beautiful edition, bringing you amazing couple to impact our lives, to impact our relationship and marriage. Please don't forget to click on the like button and the subscribe button. Till we come your way next edition of Stronger Together. I am Dr. Abidemi Gbemisola Oladipo.